Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, who am I? Was the answer that came to your mind a name, a profession, a role you play? What if I told you that you are much more than any answer your thoughts can produce? Welcome to a fascinating journey of self-discovery. Today, we're diving into a revolutionary idea. What you truly are goes far beyond what you think. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's an invitation to explore the depths of your being, a path that can radically transform your perception of yourself and the world around you. At first glance, this statement might seem confusing or even contradictory. After all, aren't we the sum of our thoughts, memories, and experiences? Get ready to challenge that notion. In the next few moments, we'll embark on an exploration rooted in ancient spiritual traditions and resonating with modern scientific discoveries about the nature of consciousness. We'll uncover the illusion of purely mental identity, delve into consciousness beyond the physical body, and discover practices that can help us transcend the limits of conventional thinking. By the end of this journey, you may gain an entirely new understanding of who you are, one with the potential to bring greater peace, clarity, and purpose to your life. Be prepared to question your most basic assumptions about identity and existence. The journey we're about to undertake isn't just intellectual, it's deeply experiential. So, keep an open mind and a receptive heart. Let's begin exploring the vast territory of your true self, far beyond the boundaries of thought. The illusion of mental identity. Now that we've embarked on this journey, let's begin by exploring something so close to us that we often overlook it: our thoughts. How many times a day do you find yourself immersed in an endless stream of thoughts? Planning the future, reliving the past, judging, analyzing, daydreaming. It's as if there's a constant voice in our heads, isn't it? It's natural to assume that this voice, this incessant inner dialogue, is who we are. After all, it accompanies us through every waking moment. But what if I told you that this identification with our thoughts is, in fact, an illusion? A powerful illusion, no doubt, but an illusion nonetheless. Think about it. Have you ever had the experience of observing your thoughts as if they were clouds drifting across the sky? If so, you've already taken the first step toward realizing that there's something within you capable of observing those thoughts. And if you can observe them, it means you are not them. You are the observer. This distinction is crucial. When we fully identify with our thoughts, we become subject to their fluctuations. A negative thought arises, and suddenly we feel downcast. An anxious thought appears, and our entire body responds with tension. It's like being a leaf in the wind, carried in whatever direction the mind blows. But when we begin to disidentify from our thoughts, a sense of freedom emerges. Imagine yourself sitting by the edge of a river watching the water flow by. Your thoughts are like that water. They come and go, but you remain on the riverbank, observing. You are not the river. You are the observer of the river. This perspective doesn't deny the importance of thoughts. They are valuable tools for navigating the world, solving problems, and creating. The issue arises when we forget that we are the user of the tool and start believing that we are the tool itself. By practicing detachment from our thoughts, we begin to experience moments of clarity and peace that are independent of the mind's content. It's as if a layer of fog lifts, revealing a vast, clear sky behind it. And it's in this space of clarity that we can begin to glimpse our true nature, something far more expansive and profound than any thought could ever capture. But if we are not our thoughts, then what are we? To explore this more deeply, we must go beyond not just the mind, but also the physical body. And that is exactly where our journey takes us next. Beyond the physical body. Just as we tend to identify with our thoughts, we also have a strong inclination to identify with our physical body. And why wouldn't we? After all, it is through this body that we experience the world, feel pleasure and pain, move and interact with our surroundings. Our reflection in the mirror seems to confirm, "This is me." However, just as we discovered that we are more than our thoughts, we can also explore the idea that we are more than our physical body. Think for a moment. Have you ever been so completely absorbed in a book or movie that you momentarily forgot your body? Or perhaps you've had a vivid dream that felt entirely real, even though your physical body was lying still in bed. These experiences hint that our consciousness can transcend the physical. Meditation and other contemplative practices take this even further, offering direct experiences of an expanded awareness that seems to exist independently of the body. Consider also how our perception of the body changes over time. The cells in our body are constantly renewing. Scientists estimate that almost every cell in our body is replaced every 7 years. And yet, we maintain a sense of continuity. What is this essence that remains constant amid all this change? It's important to note that recognizing we are more than our physical body doesn't mean denying or undervaluing it. On the contrary, we can see the body as an incredible vehicle, a spaceship that allows us to navigate this physical dimension of existence. The body is a precious tool, but it is not the entirety of who we are. When we begin to disidentify from the physical body, we create space for a more expansive experience of ourselves. We can start to tune into a subtler presence, a consciousness that observes not only thoughts, but also physical sensations, without being confined by them. This perspective can bring a profound sense of freedom. We are no longer confined by the limits of our skin. We are not defined by the limitations or conditions of the body. We are the space of awareness in which all these experiences, mental and physical, occur. But if we are neither our thoughts nor our physical body, then what are we? To answer that question, we must delve deeper into the nature of consciousness itself. And that's exactly where our journey takes us next, as we explore the fascinating realm of pure awareness, the nature of consciousness. As we disidentify from thoughts and the physical body, we arrive at a fascinating and mysterious realm, pure consciousness. But what exactly is consciousness? This is a question that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and mystics for millennia. In its simplest essence, consciousness is the capacity to be aware, to experience. It is what allows us to know that we are alive, that we exist. It is the silent backdrop upon which all our experiences unfold. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, even before opening your eyes or having any thoughts, there is a presence of awareness. That awareness allows you to perceive the sounds around you, the sensations of your body, and eventually the thoughts that begin to arise. It is like a blank canvas on which the movie of your life is projected. Modern science has made significant strides in understanding the brain and its relationship to consciousness. Neuroscientists have discovered that different states of consciousness are associated with distinct patterns of brain activity. However, the so-called hard problem of consciousness, how and why we have subjective experiences, remains a mystery. Some scientific theories, such as the integrated information theory proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, suggest that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, much like mass or electric charge. Others, like physicist Roger Penrose, speculate that consciousness may be linked to quantum phenomena in the brain. On the other hand, spiritual and philosophical traditions have long offered profound insights into the nature of consciousness. The concept of the witness in Hindu Vedanta, the observer in Buddhism, or the I am in certain Western mystical traditions all point to a consciousness that is prior to and more fundamental than the thoughts or sensations it observes. One way to understand this is through the metaphor of the ocean and its waves. Thoughts, emotions, and sensations are like waves on the ocean's surface. They come and go, take on different shapes, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. But the ocean itself, the consciousness, remains constant, unaltered in its depth, regardless of what happens on the surface. When we begin to tune into this deeper consciousness, we can experience a sense of vastness and peace that is independent of external circumstances. It's like finding a point of stillness in the eye of a hurricane. No matter how chaotic the world around us becomes, there is a center of calm and clarity that remains unshaken. This consciousness is not something we need to create or attain. It is already present. It is our most fundamental nature. The challenge lies in removing the veils of identification with thoughts and sensations that obscure our perception of it. As we become more familiar with this pure consciousness, we may start to realize that it is not confined to the boundaries of our individual body or mind. There is a sense of interconnectedness, as though our individual awareness is a wave in the vast ocean of universal consciousness. This perspective has profound implications for how we live our lives. When we identify primarily with this consciousness, rather than with our thoughts or physical body, we experience a freedom and peace that do not depend on external circumstances. But how can we cultivate this expanded awareness in practice? How can we bring this understanding into our daily lives? This is where the concept of the higher self comes in, a topic we will explore next. Exploring the higher self. As we delve deeper into the nature of consciousness, we encounter a concept central to many spiritual and philosophical traditions: the higher self. But what exactly is this higher self, and how does it relate to the consciousness we've been exploring? The higher self can be understood as the purest and most elevated expression of who we truly are. It is that part of us that remains constant and unchanging, regardless of external circumstances or the mental states we experience. If consciousness is the ocean, the higher self is the depth of that ocean, vast, calm, and full of potential. Unlike the ego, which constantly seeks validation and satisfaction in the external world, the higher self is complete in itself. It is characterized by qualities such as profound peace, intuitive wisdom, unconditional compassion, and a sense of unity with all that exists. Have you ever experienced a moment of sudden clarity, where the solution to a complex problem simply emerged in your mind? Or perhaps you felt an inexplicable sense of connection with another person or with nature. These may be glimpses of your higher self manifesting. The higher self is not something separate from you. It is your truest essence. It is that part of you that observes your thoughts and emotions without fully identifying with them. It is the source of your deepest intuition and most authentic creativity. Connecting with the higher self is not a process of addition, but of subtraction. It's not about becoming something you're not, but about removing layers of conditioning and false identifications to reveal who you truly are at your core. This connection can profoundly transform the way you live your life. When aligned with the higher self, you may experience 1. A sense of purpose and clear direction guided by inner wisdom. 2. Greater resilience in the face of life's challenges, anchored in an unshakable inner peace. 3. More authentic and compassionate relationships, rooted in the recognition of the fundamental unity of all life. 4. Enhanced creativity, flowing from a seemingly infinite source of inspiration. 5. A sense of wholeness and contentment that does not depend on external circumstances. The path to connecting with the higher self is a continuous process of self-inquiry and practice. It involves questioning limiting beliefs, cultivating inner silence, and practicing self-observation without judgment. But how can we incorporate this understanding into our daily lives? How can we cultivate a stronger connection with our higher self? This is where specific practices for transcending thought come into play, which we will explore in the next chapter. Practices to transcend thought. Now that we've explored the concept of the higher self, you might be wondering, how can I experience this for myself? How can I transcend my thoughts and connect with this deeper consciousness? Fortunately, there are ancient practices and modern techniques to guide us on this journey. Let's explore some of them. Mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a powerful practice for observing your thoughts without identifying with them. Start with short sessions of 5 to 10 minutes. 1. Sit comfortably and focus your attention on your breath. 2. When you notice your mind wandering, gently bring your focus back to your breath. 3. Observe your thoughts as if they were clouds passing through the sky, without judging or clinging to them. Over time, you may notice a growing space between you and your thoughts, offering glimpses of the pure consciousness that observes them. Self-inquiry. Popularized by the Indian sage Ramana Maharshi, self-inquiry involves deeply questioning the nature of the I. 1. Ask yourself internally, who am I? 2. When mental answers arise, e.g., I'm a teacher, I'm a parent, question, who is aware of this identity? 3. Continue probing deeper, seeking the source of all thoughts and identities. This practice can lead to profound insights into your true nature beyond mental identifications. Contemplating consciousness. This practice involves directing your attention to the nature of awareness itself. 1. Close your eyes and observe the inner space of your consciousness. 2. Notice that all thoughts, sensations, and perceptions arise within this space. 3. Try to focus your attention on the act of being aware rather than the objects of awareness. With practice, you can begin to recognize the vast and boundless nature of consciousness itself. Witness practice. This technique cultivates the perspective of a detached observer. 1. During your daily activities, try to keep a part of your attention as a silent witness. 2. Observe your thoughts, emotions, and actions as if you were watching a movie. 3. Practice not fully identifying with what you observe. This approach can help create a sense of space and freedom from habitual mental patterns. Reflective writing exercises. Writing can be a powerful tool for exploring and transcending thought. 1. Write freely for 10 to 15 minutes, letting your thoughts flow uncensored. 2. Reread what you've written and ask, who is the I that had these thoughts? 3. Try writing from the perspective of your higher self, allowing a deeper wisdom to express itself. Body-based practices. Don't underestimate the power of the body to calm the mind. 1. Practices like yoga, tai chi, or qigong can help align body, mind, and spirit. 2. Conscious breathing exercises, such as diaphragmatic breathing or alternate nostril breathing, can calm the nervous system and create mental space. Immersion in nature. Nature can serve as a powerful bridge to transcendent experiences. 1. Spend time in natural environments, practicing full presence. 2. Observe the interconnectedness of all living beings. 3. Try to sense the consciousness that pervades all of nature, including yourself. Consistency is key. The key to all these practices is consistency. The goal is not to have dramatic mystical experiences, but to gradually uncover your true nature. With regular practice, you may begin to experience subtle yet profound shifts in how you perceive yourself in the world. As we integrate these practices into daily life, we start noticing significant changes. But how do these changes manifest concretely in our everyday lives? That's what we'll explore next. Impacts on daily life. As you cultivate a deeper connection with your true nature, beyond thoughts and the physical body, you may begin to notice subtle yet profound changes in your everyday life. Let's explore how this new perspective can manifest in different areas of your daily experience. In relationships, you may experience a greater capacity for empathy and understanding. Recognizing that we all share the same fundamental consciousness, superficial differences lose their importance. Conflicts can be approached with more calmness and wisdom, as you no longer strongly identify with your immediate emotional reactions. In work and creative activities, you might notice an increase in intuition and creativity. Innovative ideas may arise more easily when you are not bound by habitual thought patterns. Your ability to stay centered amidst stress can significantly enhance both your performance and professional satisfaction. When facing challenges and adversity, you may discover an inner resilience you didn't know you had. Recognizing that your essence remains untouched by life's ups and downs, you can navigate turbulence with greater grace and balance. Your sense of purpose and meaning in life may deepen. Instead of seeking fulfillment solely in external achievements, you may find a sense of wholeness and contentment that arises from within. Overall, you may experience a greater sense of freedom and inner spaciousness. Thoughts and emotions will still arise, but you will no longer be completely dominated by them. This inner freedom can translate into more conscious choices and a life more aligned with your deepest values. We have reached the end of our journey of exploration, but in truth, this is only the beginning. The discovery of who you truly are beyond your thoughts is a lifelong adventure. Let's recap the key points. You are not your thoughts, nor your physical body. You are the consciousness that observes it all. Your true self, your higher self, is vast, tranquil, and filled with unlimited potential. Now the invitation is for you to explore this for yourself. Try the practices we've discussed. Observe how they impact your daily life. Remember, this is not about achieving a special state, but about recognizing what is already present. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your journey may inspire others to embark on their own exploration of the self. Remember, what you truly are goes far beyond what you think. It's time to discover it for yourself.